Welcome to a new episode of Fashion Buzz with Geraldo. Today I bring you a makeup artist from Canada that does television, fashion, and is actually working on her own product line as we speak. Here I bring you Natalie Peachy. Okay, fantastic. Welcome to Fashion Buzz with Geraldo. Thank you.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you for taking time out to do this interview. So,
my pleasure.
With what's that?
I said my pleasure. Does my hair look straight? I had to.
You look great. You absolutely look great. So let's start off with you telling us a little bit about who Natalie Peachy is.
Okay, it's Natalie Peachy in terms of the makeup artist, professional Natalie Peachy.
All of Natalie Peachy, your story. Tell us, maybe when you were a child, and so on and so forth.
Okay, well, how about I can share how I got into becoming a professional makeup artist later in life. I started when I was 40.
Oh, wow.
So growing up, my mother was a model, and she started modeling when she was in her 40s. So I was always around fashion and makeup and, hair and beauty and all that kind of stuff. And I thought it was fun, but I never really thought about pursuing it as a career. I don't know, as a young kid, I almost saw it as, it's so superficial and it's all just about how you look outside and vanity and all that stuff. So I wanted to be a psychologist, okay?
Wow.
I went to university to study psychology, but after 3 years, I was like, oh Lord, I can't do 5 more years of university. I'm out.
Wow.
I need to start working.
Okay.
So I went into marketing and sales, and I did that. I started when I was 25, so I did that for 15 years, and I really loved it. Here and on, it was fun, but when I turned 40, I think I was having like a little bit of a pre-midlife crisis. I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you've been through that yet.
I'm not telling.
I knew it. It's like silence, crickets. He's like, girl, I'm not spilling the tea. Well, I had a bit of like a midlife crisis, and my office job, I wasn't really feeling fulfilled anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we used to have these big gala events. I worked for this like National Arts Center.
Wow.
We'd have these big gala events. So I would do the makeup for my coworkers because we'd have to attend and get all dressed up and like schmooze and mingle with guests. And it was a girlfriend who said, Natalie, you're really good at makeup. You should think about doing it as a job. Like you could get paid to do it. And for all, it was like a light bulb went off my head. I was like, oh, maybe I can get paid to do it. So I did some research. I found a like nighttime course and I took it. So I would do makeup. I would do makeup artistry like on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And then I'd go back to my office job during the week. But the more I did makeup on women, the more I realized this is what I want to pursue. This is what makes me really happy now. This is what fills my soul. Right. And so I had, a decision at 40. I said to myself, okay, my government job is really good. It's a good salary. It's a good pension, yada, yada, the golden handcuffs, as they say. Okay. But I'm dying inside a little bit every single day.
Wow.
And I'm not young, but I'm not like old yet. So it's now or never. I'm going to make the switch. I got to do it now or never. So luckily at the time, the company I was working for, they were offering buyout packages. So I took that and I said, hasta la vista. And I jumped into the unknown. And I'm not going to lie, Geraldo, I was scared as hell. Like for the first 2 years, every couple of months, I say, oh my God, what have I done? What the hell am I doing? Did I make the right decision? But now it's been 8 years and I look back on that life and I swear, Geraldo, sometimes it seems like a dream. I'm like, who was that person that long ago? Like, this is the real me. This is who Natalie was supposed to be. And hey, I found that when I was 40. So just goes to show you're never too late to find what you love.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, so with that all said, so did you dabble before you got to the age where you decided, okay, this is what I want to do? You say you did some friends, you did them at work. Did you ever do it when you were younger, like maybe in high school, did your mother, anybody at all? Or it was just something you really found at that time in your life?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I would do my makeup when I was younger, and you know, friends sometimes when we go to a party, but it's not like I did it throughout my childhood. As I said, I wasn't interested in it growing up. I thought it was just really, this whole superficial world.
Right.
But then something happened when I decided to do it as a career. I just found it really rewarding on so many levels. Number one, working with women and helping to show them their own beauty. A lot of women, especially in Ottawa, Canada, we're a government city, so everybody is pretty low key. I mean, nobody's walking around like super glam, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Right.
So I learned how to do really natural makeup on women, and when I would see their reaction of how they look, it was like I would hold up the mirror and I would look, I have a prop. I would hold up the mirror, and when I'd see the reaction, like, wow, I look great. I feel fantastic. It just filled me up inside so much. And it's kind of like hairstyling in a way where you're almost a therapist sometimes.
Right.
People will just open up to you and start talking about their life and their problems and their dreams. So it's like I got to play with the artistic side of it, which is the makeup, but then helping to make women feel good and increasing their self-esteem and self-confidence.
Yes.
That is satisfying, like the psychologist hat that I wear. But funny enough, when I started, I thought I wanted to become a makeup artist and just work in fashion. Okay. It's like, it was in my DNA. I couldn't escape the fashion world because I'd grown up with it. So I started doing makeup with models and magazine shoots. And for 3 or 4 years, I loved it. I thought, this is what I want to do. I love beauty shoots. But to really make a success out of it, I would have had to have moved to a much bigger city in Canada, like Toronto or Montreal. And I wasn't really ready to do that. So I started doing more makeup lessons just as a way to sort of, get some more money. And the more I did makeup lessons for women, the more I realized this is really what makes me happy, because it's fun doing makeup on a beautiful 18-year-old model with a perfect face, like no wrinkles, no acne, no nothing. Right. But I realized that 18-year-old girl, anybody can make her look good. She doesn't need me. But women, 30 to 60, who aren't really sure, I don't know how to put eyeliner on. I don't know how to do mascara. And when I would show them, and they would be amazed at how with just a little bit of makeup, they could really enhance their beauty and feel, confident. I realized I'm really helping these women. They need me more than that 18-year-old model does. And yeah, so that's how I decided to make it a full-time career. I still love fashion, obviously, and I still do sometimes campaigns for magazines when people ask me, but helping just real women to look good and feel good, that is what drives me now.
That's amazing. Yeah, so with that said, 2 things. So one thing,
I like your hat, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. 2 things. So one of the reasons I had you come on as my guest today is because fashion, you mentioned fashion, and we're talking makeup, right? Which is what you do. They go hand in hand. It's an industry that
absolutely. And
yes.
I've seen
and it's an industry that people mistake for, oh, it's frivolous, oh, it's all of this. It's, you know what? There's more to it than just that. You mentioned the 18-year-old girl. Yeah, I agree with you that that the 18-year-old girl needs you probably a little less, but you'd be surprised at how many even 18-year-olds with flawless skin still need your words, your expertise,
It's
and
true. And
so
I've worked with those girls too, like for their proms, or sometimes mothers will book me to give their daughter a lesson because, as you know, with YouTube and Instagram, there's so many crazy extreme looks out there, and the mothers see their daughters trying to recreate these, and they're terrified. So sometimes they'll come and say, Natalie, look, can you come over and teach my daughter how to do normal everyday makeup? So yes, I agree. I mean, and that's what my tagline is for my, if you look on my Instagram page or my website, it's essential beauty for all ages.
excellent.
Because I thought, do I just want to focus on older women because I'm an older woman now? But no, I want to be able to help everyone, whether you're 16 or 65. So that's a good point.
Exactly. Yeah, that's awesome. So makeup is just really powerful. It really is. It's just like fashion, clothing, makeup. There's something always deeper about every industry, anything and everything we do. There's more to it. Again, the mass or a lot of people, better yet, think, oh, it's that, it's that. No. It's so much more to that, And
it's so much more. And I feel like until they have experienced it, that's where the misconception can come from. For example, I know a lot of people who aren't in the fashion and beauty industry, they think like, oh, models, it's so easy. They just have to stand there and look good. But I'll do makeup for, let's say, someone who's an actor or a business owner, because they need like a new headshot, okay? And they realize how hard it is you've got to show off your clothes, you've got to look good, you have to know your angles, but you have to look natural, and you need to face the lighting, and you got to hit this mark. And they're like, wow, modeling is a lot harder than I thought. And I said, I know, and I even thought that, but before I started working in the industry. But I think once you actually experience it, like anything you don't really know well, you might be prejudiced against. But then once you experience it, then a lot of people I find say, wow, there's really a lot to this. And I think the media, you can let me know what you think too. Sometimes the media will make it out to appear just frivolous, or beauty is skin, it comes from inside, and it's true. But you've seen it when you help style your clients and they put on a great looking suit. It's like they just come to life, right?
Yes, exactly. There's a
And
more
it's the same with
psychological thing going on. Exactly. And you mentioned that earlier, that it sounds to me from what you said earlier, that is what fulfills you more in the end when you're working with your clients, that they turn around and look at themselves and say, wow, you really made me look beautiful. So it's like you help them discover something about themselves that was always there, but by your expertise, you were able to help them see it. So that's brilliant.
Exactly. That is such a good way to put it. I was able to help them see it. And one thing I've encountered over these last 8 years is women are very hard on themselves, myself included. We'll notice a flaw that no one else will look at, and then we'll magnify it times 100 and just zero in on that thing. And I'll work with women, let's say, who have like beautiful eyes, and she'll say, oh my God, my eyes are so small. I say, or I'll say, wow, you've got beautiful skin. And she'll say, what? No one's ever told me that before. Or I would kill for your cheekbones. What? I didn't know I had nice cheekbones. So it's almost like I'm helping them discover their own beauty. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Yeah. Do I have time?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this woman came to me for a lesson. I think she was in her 50s, and she was retired now. and she had two other sisters, and she always felt like the ugly duckling. And her other sisters weren't very nice to her, kind of reminding me of Cinderella and the evil stepsisters. This woman, Geraldo, if you saw her, she was so naturally beautiful and a beautiful person, but she was very naturally beautiful. Okay, so I gave her and she didn't tell anyone that she was getting this makeup lesson. In fact, when she booked me, she told me it was to do her makeup for a passport photo. She was so afraid I was going to judge her that she didn't really know how to apply makeup. Right. So it turned into a lesson, and she looked so beautiful afterwards. She couldn't believe it. She said, "I'm not the ugly sister." I said, "No, you're not the ugly sister. And may I say, I think your sister who told you you're ugly is a bitch." So you're the nice sister. That's the bitch sister. Her sister would actually tell her she wasn't attractive. You know, she's like the ugly duckling of the family. And then it was almost like that Cinderella moment. And I always say, like, lipstick, you know, it's not like open heart surgery. It's some blush, but when a woman knows the right colors and the right products to enhance her beauty, it's really not difficult, but someone just needs to show her. And she was crying, Geraldo, and then she made me cry. And when she left, I was on a high. I've never tried heroin, but I think that's what it would feel like, because I was just so happy that she was so happy. And I'm sure it's the same thing with styling, you know, someone who doesn't know, or they think they can't wear this or that, and then you put them in something that suits their body shape, or that works, this color works for them, and they realize, wow, I look great, and then you just see their confidence level shoot up.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's actually really priceless. It really is. What we do. Again, as we discussed earlier this week, those you can't put a price tag on that. You know what I mean? To be able to do that for someone else, that for me is like, that is more of a payoff than the actual money that we're getting, right? You know?
Right, and I've said that. I've said, if I didn't need to pay rent and pay for things, if I was like independently wealthy, I would do this for free.
Yeah.
But you know, it's nice to get paid, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, yes.
But that's how we know that we're where we're supposed to be. And that's what they say, right? If you could do something and money wasn't an issue, would you still do it? And I know you would.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's something I've been doing since I was a kid. So yeah, it's a passion. When you do what your passion is, it's just something.
It's not like work.
Exactly. And it fills you like nothing other, you know?
Absolutely. And so now, like you and I were talking, as you move through your career, and for both of us, this whole, you know, COVID-19, it's given us both a chance to really think about what we want to do with our careers. And you were saying it's been a good thing for you, and it's been a good thing for me as well, because now, in addition to just doing, you know, lessons in makeup, I actually want to start helping women when it comes to beauty products, and specifically the tools to apply the makeup, so the brushes, but also skincare, because a lot of women, I get so many DMs and questions about it, and I'm always telling them, oh, go buy this one at Sephora, go buy this one at MAC, or go buy this moisturizer at Clinique, go buy the, and it just hit me one day. I always find a flaw with some of those products. You know, I'll say, this one's good for that, but it's not good for X.
Right.
This one is okay for this specific thing, but I'm not happy about that. And I thought, especially for makeup brushes, what if I could create something that I feel is a fantastic quality, and it makes it really easy for women to apply their makeup. And I tell them, these are the 5 or 6 brushes you need to do your whole face, okay? Because a lot of women get overwhelmed when they go into some place like Sephora, where there's just walls of makeup and walls of product. It's like me going into Barney's. There's so many clothes. I would need you to say, Geraldo, help me. Tell me
Right.
nothing's good. I don't know what outfit to pick. But if I had a session with you and you said, okay, Natalie, this is the kind of dress that looks good on you. You need to go find these shirts, these pants. Then I would feel so much more confident walking into parties.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with women. Once they know these are the tools you need, I'm going to show you how to use them, then they feel empowered. So I'm coming out with my own line of makeup brushes.
Right.
I have the testers. I've been using them. They're so good. And my brand is going to be called Peach Essentials for two reasons. Because my last name, as you know, is Peachy, and it's my real name.
Right. That's great.
And also, I'm the kind of person where I don't like to, I'm a real straight shooter, and I like things to be easy and streamlined for women. So I'm not going to give you a bunch of jazz hands. I'm going to tell you, look, this is what works. This doesn't work. Because makeup and beauty and fashion, it's expensive. So you don't want to waste your time or your money on something where you're not going to get results. So I wanted to give them a curated set of brushes that are good quality, but they're also affordable, because I feel in the beauty industry with makeup, there's a gap there. There's really cheap brushes that are going to fall apart 2 weeks after you use it. Then there's really expensive ones, which I have. Like, I paid $800 for a Bobbi Brown brush. I love it. It's fantastic. It's going to last me forever. But for the average woman, she's not going to do that.
Right.
So I want something that is very good quality, affordable. I'm going to show them how to use it. It gives them value. And then they're going to be able to do for themselves what I help them to do.
That's awesome. That's really, really great. All right. So with that said, so when do you think you'll be launching your product line?
Well, yeah, so I have the samples now. I'm going to be putting orders in soon, but I think I'm going to probably launch in September. I don't think now is a very good time to launch a new product. Just with the economy being what it is, and a lot of people are stressed out and worried about jobs, and here's me like, hey, look at my new blush brush. They'll be like, who cares? I need to buy food. So I'm thinking September, and I'll have it just everywhere on social media, on my website, do some interviews, do some events. But in addition to that, I'm also going to be launching a line of essential oils for facial oils. Have you ever tried facial? You have great skin. Do you ever use facial oil?
I don't use much oil on my skin. It's
Do you use moisturizer?
Very little, believe it or not. I actually happen to have the skin that's pretty natural this way. So I don't want to. If I do something where it has oil or too much in it, it's not good for my skin. So I know, just to use either very little or none at all.
Okay, but a lot of women think like that, and I used to think like that. But here's the thing: facial oil. It's not like I used to think, it's like putting olive oil on my skin. I have oily skin already. I'm just going to look like a big sweaty mess. Facial oil that comes from almonds or camellia seeds or argan oil is completely different. It's a dry oil. Okay. And if you have oily skin, it actually helps to reduce some of the excess oil. It's got all these anti-aging properties. It penetrates deeper into your skin than a moisturizer. It gives you like a beautiful, healthy glow. Am I glowing?
Yes, absolutely, you are.
And that's another thing. A lot of women would ask me, Natalie, what's a good moisturizer? What's a good anti-aging? And me personally, I would always put together custom blend of these 3 facial oils that I love. And I thought, well, I'm going to start sharing that with women. So I'm working on that too, putting that together. And then I'm going to be selling that again under my Peach Essentials brand because of my name, but also essentials in terms of this is what you need. This will actually work. Okay. These facial oils will actually work to give you beautiful skin, anti-aging properties, rejuvenate in a natural, like 100% organic, USDA approved. So essential in terms of these are the essential things to help you look and feel good. and they will work. You're not going to be wasting your money.
That's awesome. And so thank you for the tip. And are you, with that said,
I'm gonna send you some, okay? When
okay,
I
I
have
was
the
just gonna
packaging,
ask.
I'm
I
gonna
was
send them
just
to you.
gonna ask you. So your products are gonna be, especially the oils, are gonna be for men and women.
Absolutely, and I think I'm actually pretty happy now that men seem to be getting more on board skincare and taking care of their skin, which I think is fantastic, because why shouldn't men have nice skin? Men want to look youthful and healthy skin. And I loved your post a little while ago in your like really cute bathrobe with the facial mask. And I was like, you go, Geraldo, you put that mask on. My partner and I, Russell, we'll sit together watching Netflix and we'll each he'll mask with me. If I have a moisturizer, anti-aging, he wants it because he wants to look young too. So yes, it will be for men and women. Absolutely.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, because grooming is very important for both men and women. Well, for men, grooming, of course, women beautifying and taking care of your skin as us men do, but it's of course called men grooming, right? Anyway,
right.
With that said, I'm so happy that you and I met, because as we know, our actual connection came through Instagram, and we've been in touch ever since. Again, it's really great to have you. And
thank you so much.
My pleasure. And where can people find you?
Oh, okay. Good question. So my Instagram handle is Natalie Peachy Makeup. And my website is nataliepeachy.com. So if you want beauty tips, easy to follow, real advice on what's going to work with you for makeup tips and tools and techniques, and for skincare, then check me out on Instagram and follow me. And I'd love to get to know you, and we can, get a dialogue going and start talking and chatting. And I'm happy to help you. And I love your page because I've learned already so many styling tips from you, sir, Mr. Guru of Fashion. So I'm so glad that I found you as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Natalie. It's been a real pleasure having you. Thank you again for taking the time out and speaking with me here on Fashion Buzz with Geraldo.
My pleasure.
We'll be in touch. Have a great day, and
okay.
Look out for the interview, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Take care,
bye,
Natalie.
everybody.
Bye.